Да, доложил командиру, что на дороге была обнаружена противотанковая мина. Командир сказал подрывать ее методом сброса.
By Russian Defense Ministry on progress of special military operation. From 5 to April 11th, 2025, the Russian armed forces have carried out 8 group strikes by air and sea-based high-precision aircraft, unmanned aerial vehicles to hit Ukrainian military airfields, infrastructure, defense industry enterprises, assembly workshops, and storage areas of attack, unmanned aerial vehicles, ammunition depots, as well as temporary deployment areas of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries. Over the past week, units of the Tsentr group of forces continue to eliminate AFU formations on the territory of Kursk region. The Tsentr group of forces liberated Gaivo, Kurskoy region, Basovka, and Zurovka in Sumy region. Aircraft, drones, and artillery hit manpower and hardware of a mechanized brigade, 3 air assault brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine, and a territorial defense brigade. In Kharkov and Belgorod directions, units of 3 mechanized brigades, 2 motorized infantry brigades, 2 assault regiments of the AFU, and 3 territorial defense brigades were hit. During the week, in the Tsentr group of forces area of responsibility, the enemy lost over 2,345 troops, 4 tanks, 41 armored fighting vehicles, and 79 motor vehicles. 20 field artillery guns and 5 ammunition depots have been neutralized. The Zapad group of forces liberated Katerinovka, Donetsk People's Republic. Russian units hit material and manpower of 2 mechanized brigades, an assault brigade of the AFU, 2 territorial defense brigades, and a border guard detachment. The enemy lost more than 1,585 troops, 6 armored fighting vehicles including 2 M113 armored personnel carriers and 3 Max Pro armored vehicles produced in the USA, and a Polish-made JIK armored vehicle. 21 motor vehicles, 28 field artillery guns including 10 Western-made artillery pieces, 4 electronic and counterfire stations, and 9 field ammunition depots were eliminated. The UD group of forces improved the tactical situation. Russian troops hit formations of 5 mechanized brigades, an airmobile brigade, an assault brigade of the AFU, a territorial defense brigade, and 2 National Guard brigades. The AFU losses amounted to up to 2,085 troops, 5 tanks, and 19 armored fighting vehicles including a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier during the week. 104 motor vehicles, 19 field artillery guns, 6 electronic warfare stations, and 7 field ammunition depots were eliminated. The Tsentr group of forces took more advantageous lines and positions. The Russian armed forces inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of 3 mechanized brigades, 2 assault brigades, 2 infantry brigades, 2 airborne brigades, 2 Jaeger brigades, an assault regiment of the AFU, a Marine brigade, a territorial defense brigade, a National Guard brigade, and the Omega Special Forces detachment. The AFU losses amounted to more than 3,005 troops, 34 armored fighting vehicles, including 5 M113 armored personnel carriers, 4 Max Pro armored vehicles, and 3 U.S.-made HMMWV armored fighting vehicles. 38 motor vehicles and 29 artillery guns have been neutralized. Units of the Vostok group of forces continued advancing into the depth of enemy defense. Russian forces damaged formations of 2 mechanized brigades, a Jaeger brigade, an air assault brigade, an airmobile brigade, a mountain assault brigade, a Marine brigade, and a territorial defense brigade. The enemy lost more than 1,060 troops, 5 armored fighting vehicles, 26 motor vehicles, and 15 field artillery guns including 6 Western-made pieces. The Dnieper group of forces units took more advantageous lines and positions. The Russian armed forces inflicted losses on the manpower and hardware of a mechanized brigade, a mountain assault brigade, 2 coastal defense brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine, and 1 territorial defense brigade. The AFU lost over 555 troops, 13 armored fighting vehicles, including 3 U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carriers, 41 motor vehicles, and 5 field artillery guns. 15 electronic and counterfire stations as well as 9 ammunition depots have been eliminated. Over the past week, air defense systems have shot down 27 JDAM guided bombs and 19 HIMARS MLRS projectiles, as well as 1,200 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. Since the beginning of hostilities in Kursk direction, the AFU losses amounted to more than 74,245 troops, 406 tanks, 333 infantry fighting vehicles, 303 armored personnel carriers, 2,268 armored fighting vehicles, 2,704 motor vehicles, 610 artillery guns, 55 MLRS launchers, including 13 of HIMARS and 7 of MLRS made by the USA, 26 anti-aircraft missile launchers, 1 self-propelled anti-aircraft system, 10 transport loading vehicles, 123 EW stations, 18 counter-battery warfare radars, 10 air defense radars, 57 units of engineering and other material, including 23 counter-obstacle vehicles, 1 UR-77 mine-clearing vehicle, 5 bridge launchers, 1 engineering reconnaissance vehicle as well as 15 armored recovery vehicles, and 1 command post vehicle. The operation to neutralize the AFU units is in progress.